One tells the story of how Nobuhle and Bontle are excited to be going to Tanzania to meet their new friend, Zuri. Bontle is surprised when she realizes that Zuri is not as brown as she had imagined. Will Bontle learn that there is more to people than the color of their skin? Well, while the other speaks of just how Ndanaka is always wearing a scarf to hide her face, "I'm not just feeling well" is the reason she always gives. However, there's a secret she does not want her friends to know. When a sudden rush of wind blows her scarf away, the secret is revealed. How will she react? How will her friends react? Well, these are the stories behind Author Yamkela Tywakadi's latest books titled When Bontle Met Zuri and Why Ndanaka Hid Her Face. Tywakadi, who writes in English, IsiXhosa and IsiZulu, joins me now to tell us more about her latest projects. A very good morning to you, Yamkela. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
When did you come to the realization that writing is your passion rather than just reading only?
Sure. It was a long time ago. So, as you know, as African people, we grew up in stories.
Yes.
We were told izinganekwane growing up and stuff. So you grow up in stories, and you grow the love for stories and writing. In my case, so it was quite a long time ago. But then, in terms of publishing, I started publishing when I was in varsity, and I've never looked back.
Yeah.
And these stories are one of the many that I've published now.
You know, I was so fascinated as I was just linking to this interview. And what is it about children's books that speaks to you as Yamkela, the author, and that excites you and fascinates you?
So I think what excites me and what motivates me to write children's books is that I grew up in a time when there wasn't a lot of people who looked like me in books or in kids' books when I was a child. So I grew up reading Cinderellas and stuff like that. And I wanted to see people who look like me or who look like my daughter or any other little girl or boy out there. And so, which is why I started writing, so that the kids can relate to what they are reading. And in terms of these books, you have different skin tones. It's not only people who look like me, but people who also have a different skin tone as compared to me. I think, as you can see, Zuri, who lives with albinism, and Ndanaka, who lives with vitiligo. And this is a collaboration between SABC Publishers, the company that I'm a publisher for, and Sibahle Collection, who they create dolls. And these dolls are the characters in the book. So it was a beautiful collaboration for us because it spoke to the people that I wanted to write for, or as SABC Publishers we wanted to write for, people who have not been in books for a long time.
You know, I'm curious to know, Yamkela, do you write through the prism of being a parent, or is it just a recollection of your childhood, perhaps?
So when I started writing kids' books, I was not a parent. So I think being a parent made me to be more aware that actually we need these kind of stories. And it was more personal now for my daughter than just a bigger audience. But I started writing kids' books before I was a parent.
Yeah. What's this book about, really?
So it's two books, as you've already mentioned. It's When Bontle Met Zuri, which is about these two girls from South Africa, Nobuhle and Bontle. They are sisters. Yeah. And they get invited by Zuri from Tanzania to go and visit her and actually just explore Tanzania. But they haven't met Zuri. So when they get to Tanzania, Bontle is really shocked that Zuri looks different from her, which is why she's like, "I thought you were brown." And she's really shocked and a little bit rude. And that's how people who live with albinism or different skin tones from us experience the world. They are taunted by their peers, and that's what Zuri experiences from Bontle. But Bontle has to learn that there are people who are different from her. And why Ndanaka hid her face is a girl who lives with vitiligo. She's from Zimbabwe, so they're also going to visit Ndanaka in Zimbabwe, and they're again shocked. But now at least they've learned that, you know, there's Zuri who lives with albinism, and they are not so rude to Ndanaka. But Ndanaka is hiding her face, and she doesn't want people to see her. But she gets embraced by Nobuhle and Bontle, and she leaves the world like everybody else.
You know, just listening to you, I get the sense that this book will certainly highlight the need and and the importance of mentally preparing children who've got this kind of condition to face the world.
And not only the ones who have this condition, but those who look at the ones who have these conditions in a bad manner. But also it's an Afrocentric series of children's books. So like I've spoken about it, the skin tones of the children. But if you look at inside the book, they've got nice afros, they've got nice attires with African print. They're exploring Africa and learning to know about Africa instead of learning about spaces that they are not familiar with. They're learning about their continent.
Yeah.
So it's a very Afrocentric children's series.
Now, your English novel Lies in Her Boots, is in the process of being adapted to a film by Chapter Productions.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
I wasn't expecting that one. So it's an adult novel, this one, and I was approached by Final Chapter, and they want to turn it into a film. We are still in the script writing phase at the moment, so I cannot tell when the film will be out, but we are still in the process of making that film.
Okay. When Bontle met Zuri, where can you get hold of this copy?
In all the bookstores.
Is it available
Yes,
yet?
yeah. Or you can contact us at sifisopublishers.africa, and you can order directly from us and we'll deliver to you.
All the best, Yamkela.
Thank you so much. Thank
you so much. We appreciate it. That was Yamkela Tywakadi. She's a published author of 15 books. Now, her writing includes children's and adult fiction. She writes in English, IsiXhosa and IsiZulu. And she was just chatting to me about her latest book, When Bontle Met Zuri, and why Ndanaka hid her face.